Hello and welcome back to the Flaxman's YouTube channel, where we provide insurance information and advice for consumers and businesses. In this video, I will be talking about Neighbours from hell. My name's Eleanor Appleton from Flaxman's. We don't sell insurance, but we provide solutions for when things go wrong. We sometimes read in papers about neighbours who perpetuate boundary disputes for years. Is that fence in the right place? What about my cultivated border? You didn't even ask permission before you removed that tree, and it was mine anyway. If anyone was going to remove it, it should have been me. There was a recent case involving solicitors where the losing neighbour was left with a legal bill of over £200,000. However, this isn't our speciality. Our speciality is insurance claims. And there are several situations that include insurance and involve insurance when it comes to neighbours' disputes. And you do not want to get it wrong or get it muddled in the wrong order. This could lead to a whole world of trouble and difficulty. Here are our 6 tips of how to deal with insurance when it comes to argy-bargy between neighbours. Number 1, keep your cool. Be the peacemaker. Why? Well, because you're a decent human being and you want to show that you can make appropriate compromises, but also because you might want to sell your property one day. And as part of the exchange of information between you and your solicitor, you're legally obliged to disclose any neighbour disputes. Now that's a great way to lose a sale. So you'll be doing yourself a favour as well as proving that you are a kind and considerate neighbour. Number 2, if you find yourself in a boundary dispute, either you have the grievance or your neighbour has the grievance, and it looks like it's getting legal despite your efforts to keep the peace, have a look and see if you have legal expenses insurance. You may have a standalone policy, or you may have cover as part of your home insurance. If ever you have a claim against your legal expenses policy, whether that's to defend yourself against a neighbour or to take action against a neighbour, the golden rule is to notify the insurance company as soon as you know there's a problem. If you leave it until you go to court, then it's too late and the insurance will be useless. Number 3, tree roots. Tree roots have a really annoying habit of growing in all different directions out of your control. And one day, your neighbour attacks your doorbell to tell you that your tree roots have ruined their property, and what are you going to do about it? Well, your answer should be nothing at all. As long as you have a home contents policy, you should simply report this as a potential occupier's liability claim and seek advice from your insurer. Don't try and resolve the matter yourself, and do not offer to contribute towards the damage. Simply ask your neighbour politely to write all their concerns in an email, and then you can pass that on to your insurance company. Your insurer will only pay out if your neighbour can prove that you are legally liable. Just because it is your tree does not mean you have liability in the eyes of the law. Leave your insurance company to deal with your defence. If it is shown that you do have liability, after all, it will be the insurance company that will be paying out for you. Just keep away from the argument. Number 4. Wait a minute. If this possible claim is all about buildings, why am I contacting my contents insurers? Doesn't seem to make sense, does it? But for most home policies, the liability you need is in your home contents insurance. If you only have buildings cover and not contents cover, you are unlikely to have the cover you need to cover legal expenses claims, even if it arises out of a building fault, like a roof slate falling off and causing injury. If you receive a claim like this and you only have buildings cover, you'll need to seek expert advice. There is a solution, but it's far from straightforward. Number 5. What if your property is the one that's been damaged by a neighbour's tree? Well, before you go attacking your neighbour's doorbell, See if the damage is something that can be covered by your own building's policy. If it is covered, let your insurer deal with the repairs, and they can contact your neighbour to cover the outlay if they choose to do so. But keep out of the dispute altogether. If you're not able to claim under your own policy, for example, sometimes policies don't cover tree roots disturbing concrete on a drive, write a polite email to your neighbour and suggest that they pass it on to their insurers to deal with. Your neighbour will then ask, what on earth does a root damaging your driveway have to do with them? At that point, you show them this YouTube clip. Number 6. As for the wild parties and loud music every Saturday night coming from your next door neighbour's house, I don't think your insurer is really that interested in that. Maybe you should just try and wangle an invite. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you'd like further hints and tips in regards to insurance, go over to the Flaxman's website and sign up to our newsletter. Thank you for watching.